Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, class. Today I am here with another topic, that is poverty elevation. Uh, we will thoroughly discuss the poverty elevation in this lecture, and also the poverty elevation programs which are introduced by the government of the Pakistan, and what are the flaws on those programs, and what are the reasons that these programs are not basically implemented properly in the state. And at the end there is an activity that you have to complete. So start with the definition of poverty. Poverty is a state where an individual is not able to cater adequately for his or her basic needs of food, clothing and shelter. The person is unable to meet social and economic obligations like lack of gainful employment, skills, assets and self-esteem, and the person has the limited access to social and economic infrastructure such as education, health, potable water and sanitation, and consequently has limited chance of advancing his or her welfare to the limit of his or her capacities. So what basically poverty is, when the person cannot afford the enough basic needs. What are the basic needs? That is food, clothing and shelter. Then he is not even able to meet the social and economic needs. What are the social needs? That you have an employment, you have the skills, you have the assets, and you have a self-esteem in the society. But ultimately, most of the times a poor person lack all of these economic obligations or social needs. Then what are the economic needs or social and economic needs? That is education. He's unable to get the education, he's unable to get the better facilities of health, he's unable to access to the clean water, he's unable to access with the right sanitation facilities, and he even has the limited chance to advance his life, or to make his life more better. So basically, poverty maybe refers to the lack of physical necessities, that is asset, income, condition. This is the condition which result in deprivation, social inferiority, isolation, physical whiteness, vulnerability, seasonality, powerlessness, and humiliation. So our next question is, how is poverty measured? That how government can judge that who is poor and who is not. First one is the poverty line and head count measures. Uh, to basically measure the poverty, uh, World Bank have settled a poverty line that is also known as head count measure. This poverty line basically decide that who is poor and who is not. Uh, so according to the World Bank, any household in whose purchasing power parity was below 1.90 per day was classified as extremely poor. Like the person whose purchasing power capacity is less than 1.90 per day will be classified as extremely poor, and those household in whose purchasing power parity is below $3.20 will be considered as poor. So 1.90 will be almost the amount of like almost we can say that almost 300 rupees uh, of Pakistan. Like if the person is not spending 300 per day, it means he is below the poverty line. Causes of poverty in Pakistan. There are different causes of poverty in Pakistan. These causes are listed here. First one is economic underdevelopment. As we can see that there is economic underdevelopment in Pakistan. Most of the sectors of Pakistan, which basically contribute to the economic sectors, are totally denied by the state of Pakistan, or they are ignored by the state of Pakistan. Uh, the country basically, just like all other underdeveloped countries depends mostly on depends mostly on its industrial sector, on its trade sector, on its agricultural sector. So basically, there is the lack of the autonomous capacity to control. Uh, Usually, natural resources are not managed properly, economic and human resources are not managed properly, and because of all of this, the limited growth of investment and technological innovation has constrained the labor absorption capacity normally, uh, uh, which basically caused the poverty in the Pakistan. The underdeveloped and important import develop the basically like the underdeveloped countries has most of the this is the issue that mostly exists in the underdevelopment countries. Next is the low productivity. Productivity has been defined as the measure of how resources are being brought together in organizations and utilized for accomplishing a set of results. The concept of productivity therefore seeks to establish relationship between input and resulting output with a view to determine whether resources are yielding accepted results. Uh, for example, Pakistan. The country's abundant human and natural resources have over the years failed to yield the necessary result to improve the people conditions, to improve their living conditions. So basically, some factors which are responsible for the low productivity are unemployment, weak governance, governmental influence, and poor attitude towards the work, management inadequacy, the inefficient public sector, indiscipline and corruption, low labor compensation, political instability, inadequate training, lack of technical know-how and equipment. Uh, Productivity, which is often viewed as the instrument for the continuous progress and of constant improvement of activities, is therefore very low in Pakistan, and because of this, the country is suffering a lot. Then there's exists the market imperfection. The existence of market imperfection is another cause of poverty in Pakistan. In Pakistan, uh, mostly Pakistanis are engaged in such productive sectors like agriculture, like manufacturing experience, uh, or downturn scenes, trade and business as a result of market imperfections. The situation is today even more worst uh, because the global trend is towards encouraging the free trade. And it is well known that goods or products from Pakistan and many other developing countries cannot compete with the products of the developed countries. The existence of market imperfection have therefore helped to reduce the poverty in Pakistan. For instance, we can see that declining the prices of agricultural products means that ultimately the farmer of Pakistan will suffer, and they will hesitate to provide the food in future, and they will even hesitate to produce the food in future. Then physical or environmental degradation in Pakistan. Empirical evidence has shows that poverty and physical or environmental degradation are inextricably linked. Environmental degradation caused because of the industrial sector. Uh, Most of the industrial sectors, the people who are holding the industrial sector, they are very rich, and ultimately the people who who can't even afford the food 3 times in a week. Inadequate commitment to program implementation. Most of the times the policy poverty reduction programs are formulated, but ultimately they are not implemented properly. Political instability and social conflict, that is another reason for the poverty in Pakistan. As we can see the situation of Pakistan, that there is too much political instability, or ultimately even what basically happened, that if a government is working properly for the 5 years and they are maintaining a very good policy program, then when the next government basically uh, join the National Assembly or the leadership, they ultimately always criticized on the past programs, and they never wanted to continue those programs. Then there's weak governance, there is no proper management of the state resources, there is corruption and other forms of economic mismanagement, then there is unemployment, that people are not finding uh, jobs according to their skills. Poverty alleviation programs in Pakistan. There are different poverty alleviation programs in Pakistan which are working to improve the life of the people of Pakistan. First one is National Poverty Graduation Program. The National Poverty Graduation Program is basically supported by the Government of Pakistan and International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD. The program aims at assisting the ultra poor and very poor in graduating out of poverty on a sustainable basis. The program activities are planned to be implemented in 375 union councils of 23 districts across the Pakistan. Then there is the program for poverty reduction. The program for poverty reduction is focused on district in Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and FATA, and it is being implemented in the field by 17 partner organizations. It aims to reduce poverty among the people of the selected areas through the creation of sustainable conditions of social and economic development. Then there is other program, that is livelihood support and promotion of small community infrastructure program, that is LACIP. The livelihood support and promotion of small community infrastructure was initiated by PPAF in 2012 with the financial support of the Federal Republic of Germany. It aims to improve generally living conditions, reduce the vulnerability to disasters, and increase income generating opportunities for the poor in 8 selected districts of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The program is basically still working. Then there is another program, that is interest-free loan, rupees 3.5 billion interest-free loans, targets district with low socio-economic indicators, high food security, and social sector investment by PPAF. They are there are 45 districts receiving coverage under this program through the work of 26 partner organizations. Then there is ASAS, Poverty Reduction Program. This program is basically aimed to provide the financial assistance to the people of Pakistan who are basically less privileged, or ultimately who cannot earn properly, or basically who are not able to earn. Objectives of the poverty alleviation program. These are the objectives which are supposed to be followed when the implementation of the poverty alleviation program. First one is eradication of absolute poverty and reduction of general poverty, integration of goals and targets for combating poverty into overall economic and social policies and plans at the local and national levels, fighting of urban and rural poverty, enhancement of opportunities for income generation, diversification of activities and increase of productivity in low income and poor communities, improving access to loan by women and other disadvantaged and vulnerable groups, seeking of international assistance to meet commitments undertaking to address the basic needs of all. Strategy of the plan, that how the plan will be implemented. Provision of productive assets inclusive of microfinance. So basically, we cannot implement a program properly until or unless we don't provide, and we won't be able to provide the finance to the people who are basically implementing, or who will be helpful to implement a program. Then there is the capacity or capacity enhancement of the people through human development program, organizing communities, providing enabling environment, national cohesive protection policy, provision of adequate resources, reforming and strengthening the institutions. until or unless we don't follow the proper strategy to implement a program, we cannot get the desired result. Problems of poverty elevation program. There are some problems which basically faced by the people who are implementing the policy programs are basically following. First one is inadequate coordination. As we already know that there is the communication gap in our organizations. Most of the times the higher authority or the top level management don't communicate with the middle level management or to the lower level management in a proper way. uh, what they basically think that ultimately to communicate with their lower staff is not okay. Then there is lack of proper focus. The point is basically missed, that the proper focus is not always on the implementation of policy. Most of the times our political leadership or our democratic government is busy in their own political process. Then political instability. Ultimately, whenever the government change, the next government is never agree to work on the right policies of the previous government. Unwieldy and expensive scope. Unwieldy and expensive scope. Lack of executive capacity. Ultimately, we are not even agreed to follow our executives direction. Corruption and mismanagement. uh, Top do rather than bottom up approach. What basically would do that most of the times the decisions are basically decided by the top management, and then they are not even communicated to the lower management. And all of the fund which is basically elevated or which is basically directed for some particular program is all basically taken by that top management. And so we should follow rather than bottom up approach, uh, that ultimately we should involve the lower level management or the local government to implement a policy. Duplication of implementation agencies. Most of the times more than one agencies are working to implement the policies, and because of this uh, there are there comes the communication gap. Microcredit problems. Ultimately government couldn't find the right way to provide credit to the people. Absence of cost effectiveness in some projects. High administrative costs in adequate funding, slow economic growth, infrastructural inadequacies, and macroeconomic sectorial problems. As most of the people who are having the authority in the top notch organizations are never agree to basically let their uh, subordinates grow. So that is it for today. The activity that you have to do, that critically examine the SR's program as an effort for poverty elevation in program in Pakistan. So you have to write a critical note or critical analysis or critically examine this program, and you have to write the note that how this program is working right or wrong for the development of the people of Pakistan. Thank you so much.